I would have to say that one of Ken's attributes is his analytical mind. He just will not accept things. He wants to know why or where, and I tell you, as far as our family is concerned, we haven't won an argument since he was about age 15.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Is that incredible?
Ken Dryden has been called cerebral, articulate, and scholarly, hardly words typically used to describe an NHL goalie, but the Hall of Fame goaltender who led the Habs to 6 Stanley Cup championships, and finished his career with 258 victories, 57 losses, and 74 ties. For a league record winning percentage of .758, was anything but typical in his success as a goalie. It's his life beyond the statistical register that makes Dryden one of the more fascinating players in the league's history. Drafted by Boston in 1964 before his 17th birthday, he turned down the Bruins and instead enrolled at Cornell University, an Ivy League school not known for producing hockey players. At Cornell, he earned his degree while becoming a 3-time All-American between 1966 and '69. After his senior year, the Canadiens drafted him and soon made him the #1 goalie throughout the 1971 playoffs, after he played just 6 games late in the regular season, winning them all. Tall for a goalie at 6'4", but remarkably agile and mature in the crease, Dryden replaced the struggling Rogie Vachon and then faltered briefly himself in the quarterfinals against Boston. The Habs lost the first game 3-1, and trailed 5-1 in Game 2, before coming back to win 7-5. The Canadiens and Dryden weathered the storm, and ousted the heavily favored Bruins in 7 games, as Dryden allowed just 26 goals on 260 shots. He then led the Habs past Minnesota and Chicago to capture the Cup, with his 12-8 playoff record earning him the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. The following season, Dryden took home the Calder Trophy as the league's top rookie. He went on to play against the Soviet Union in the legendary 1972 Summit Series. Dryden cherished that opportunity because it afforded the curious goalie a chance to travel overseas. During that experience, he watched the Soviets' dynamic style of hockey, complete with seamless transitions from offense to defense, and accurately predicted that it was the future of the North American game. Then, at the peak of his game, he sat out the 1973-74 season in a contract dispute, and worked as a legal clerk in Toronto so he could finish his law degree from McGill University. More remarkably, he returned to the Habs the following season, and from 1976 to '79 he helped the Habs win 4 straight Stanley Cups against some of the most talented teams in NHL history. His finest season was in 1975-76, when he went 42-10-8, with 8 shutouts and a 1.81 goals against average. Playing on the most dominant team of the era, Dryden went 12-1 in the playoffs, allowing just 25 goals in 13 games. 2 years later, as quick as he'd come back, he retired at the age of 31, further illustrating his unique approach to the game. So many hockey players play as long as they can, but Dryden left after less than 8 seasons, despite the fact the Habs offered several times to renegotiate his contract. After his playing career, he moved his family to England. Long before returning to the NHL as president of the Maple Leafs, Dryden produced hockey documentaries and wrote books, including a bestseller titled The Game, a rich and insightful look into the lives of professional hockey players. In 2004, he left the Leafs and turned to Canadian politics, but in his book he elegantly contemplated issues such as player salaries, the celebrity of sports, and the tensions of hockey itself. He makes keen observations on the nature of fans and captures his introspective life with the championship Canadiens, leaving in both the beauty of competition and the drudgery of the life of a professional. In the game, Dryden remarks that it was hockey he was leaving behind, but it was the game that he'd miss. That's all for this look back at Ken Dryden, the thinking man's goalie. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to support the channel.